cut a chicken for saute. We'll take off this little flap of skin. And obviously discard that. The more skin you can take off, the less fat you're going to get on top of your julie. Okay? Next we'll take out the wishbone. Okay, you just put your finger in where the neck is and you can just feel where the wishbone is. A couple of little nicks down either side. Sometimes the wishbone comes out in one piece, sometimes it's broken. Depends on how they've been packed and stored. You don't get, it won't affect your mark if the wishbone is broken. Okay? Okay, so wishbone comes out. Next thing you're going to do is take out, do the wingtip. So we've got this joint here. Okay? I think Mr. Fordham used to dance them around the board a little bit, you know. Okay? So you just hold it by the wing and cut under that joint all the way around. Make sure you get through all of the sinew. And then scrape back up to the joint. Just make sure you've cut all of the tendons, okay? If you don't cut the tendons, sometimes it comes. So where it pivots, put your thumb up to the joint and then just take it straight off. Okay, comes up nice and clean. And same the other side. Just scrape the bones so the bone's nice and clean. The bone's nice and clean. When it cooks up clean, presents a lot nicer. Okay? Again, where it pivots, just take it straight off. And we're going to take the legs off next. Alright? The most important thing with the legs is you get to the oysters. These two little bumps at the bottom are the oysters. Okay? So if you just push the leg to one side, when you get this little flap of skin, you just nick the skin, open it up a little bit. Okay, where the bottom of the carcass is, you need to just cut down the side of the leg right against the carcass. Okay, when that happens, just dislocate it. With your knife through, go straight through the joint, and here is where you get into the oyster. Okay, so tip the knife down, right round into the oyster, and get the whole of the leg. Same the other side. So cut the flap of the skin. Down, dislocate. Okay, you need to dislocate it, it just pops out, you won't cut through. So this time, you're going to take the oyster first. So tip the knife down, through, into the oyster, around across. Okay? So we're just going to put the breast to one side for a minute. And do the leg. Okay? So the leg, you're going to separate this into drumstick and thigh. But first, just take this off so you clean, end up with a nice clean bit of knuckle. So cut through all of those tendons again. Scrape it down to the joint. Again, where it pivots, thumb up, just take it straight off. Okay, it's quite easy, doesn't it? And then the leg, you're going to separate into drumstick and thigh. So on here, you get a little fat line that comes through. You just cut where the fat line is, and just go straight through. Okay, so you should go straight through the joint. So end up with two pieces of thigh. Exactly the same for the other leg. Cut round. Just cut those tendons and you'll be fine. Scrape it down. You don't need loads of force. Okay, it's on there. Just pop it straight off. Okay. Cut that again. You can actually feel where the joint is if you're not sure. Just rough, say where that fat line is. Straight through. Okay, so there we get two thighs, two drumsticks. Okay, back to your breast. So where the breast is, you're going to cut two large supremes and leave a bit down the middle. Okay, so where you cut, just cut through there. Take a supreme off. Straight through the joint at the bottom. Okay, so you end up with that with the wing bone attached. Same the other side. And all you're doing is you're not cutting into the bone, you're just cutting through the joints. So that comes through here, straight through again. So end up with two little small separations, yeah? Next we're going to take this off of the carcass. So if you just cut right behind this little point here, it's actually the top of that's called the keel bone, the back of the carcass here. So you cut, and where all the little rib bones are, just tap with your knife just to ease it away. Just heel of the knife, and the only bones you're going to have to cut through are these ones at the bottom. Okay, just cut through, straight through. Again, take the neck off. The neck can go into our julie pot. With the chicken now, you can cut the breast in half. So you move up. This is where you took the wishbone out. Yeah. So up towards the neck, and it should dip. Okay, just about there. Okay, so where that naturally dips is the top of the keel bone. Just cut straight through. And you end up with two breasts. So 4 bits of leg, 4 bits of breast. Okay. And obviously to make it perfect, if you were doing this for sometimes you would always, these bones, you would just trim through the soft bit on the angle. It trims them off nice. You get a nice sharper presentation. And usually for the thigh, this little knuckle here, you just trim it through the knuckle. Chicken bones are quite soft. Same with the other side, it just looks a lot neater. If you don't do this on the test, trimming through the bones, it's not essential, you won't fail because of that, okay? It just shows that you've prepped it. So, yeah, if you prepped it up, I will mark it when you prep your chicken, that's fine though.